In America, the armed occupation of that federal building in an Oregon wildlife reserve is into its fifth day. The group inside is refusing to leave, and law enforcement are doing little more than standing by outside, waiting. The self-styled civil militia says its actions were a last resort in response to what they describe as the U.S. government acting tyrannically, they say, towards local ranchers there.
That would be for the federal government to remove its unconstitutional presence here in the county.
The group now calls itself Citizens for Constitutional Freedom, and they're demanding federal land be basically put under local control. They're also accusing Washington of encroachment and taking property that they say rightly belongs to ranchers. The conflict initially started as a protest in support of two locals who were convicted of arson. The case frustrated residents in Oregon who believe lands have been mismanaged. End of story, they say. RT's Igor Piskanov's got the latest today.
They call it the Oregon Outback, high desert for miles and miles around. The nearest large city is a 5-hour drive away. That's how rural this place is. The Harney community where we are now is populated by about 7,000 people. There's tourism in the summer, but the main source of income all year round is ranching. Much of the land here belongs to the federal government, and the militia, which occupies it now, claims management has been poor.
We're out here because the people have been abused long enough, really. Their lands and their resources have been taken from them to the point where it's putting them literally in poverty.
About 3/4 of the land here is controlled by the federal government, which includes about 500 ranches, yet unemployment is over 11%, twice higher than the nationwide average. While many locals still remember better times.
It was a very prosperous place. I remember back in the 80s that it was a booming little community, and then the mills closed and basically everybody left.
What happened though? The resources were gone or what?
I think the bureaucrats, the lobbyists in Washington changed things for us.
Do you support the militia there now?
I think that what they're doing is a good thing as far as looking out for the people in the industry in this area. I don't know necessarily what to say about how they're doing it, but I think that the idea behind what they're doing is a good thing.
One of their main arguments is that this area has been poorly managed, and they want to change that. So you would agree that it's been poorly managed the couple of last years, decades, really?
I agree that, yes, it has been poorly managed. If you look at the fires that we have out here, a lot of that is due to mismanagement. I believe a lot of the forest industry that we don't have anymore is due to mismanagement. So, yes, I would say that they're right.
So far, neither the police nor the FBI even visited the wildlife refuge headquarters, while the occupation continues. Igor Piskunov, RT, reporting from Oregon.
The federal authorities had planned to cut off power to the armed group, to literally freeze them out from that building, but that would have violated the Constitution, which protects the right to arms and to peaceful assembly. The police and FBI have so far refrained from taking any forceful action. Bad past experiences may be a factor in that too. The Ruby Ridge siege in 1992 went horribly wrong. 2 civilians were left dead, one of them a 14-year-old boy. The FBI later admitted its actions had been unconstitutional at the time. Then, in 1993, a big siege of 51-day standoff resulted in a siege of a religious sect's compound in Texas, in Waco, which left more than 82 dead. Brian Becker's an anti-war activist. He believes the authorities would handle this current case in Oregon very differently if a different group had been involved.
Well, President Obama has said this is a local law enforcement matter, even though the right-wing patriot militia movement, the Bundy sons, the children of Clive and Bundy, have seized through an armed seizure a federal building. If the Black Lives Matter movement did that or the Occupy movement did it, the federal government would be swooping down to crush them. But the Obama administration says, no, this is a local law enforcement issue because Obama knows, the Justice Department knows, that these people are actually seeking an armed confrontation to build what I consider to be a fascist movement inside the United States that's getting ground. It's got white supremacy as its foundational premise, and it really is a serious thing. But the federal government right now has no real aggressive posture towards them.